skateboarding is an inherently creative activity, and all we want to do is we really want to empower people. We want to like give them what they need to go nuts and have a great time creating.
Skate Create really is the extension of that in Skate 3 around players being able to create their own videos, photos, and graphics, and now with a big new feature of Skate Park, so players can create and share their own user-created parks.
Essentially, you get component pieces and chunks for types of parks you want to build, like a basic street park, or a vert park, or a plaza park, or at the very end, the mega park. You can mix and match any of the sets as they sort of get unlocked through your progression, and actually change it up between 3 styles. So there's also 40+ color tints you can apply. You can take any custom graphic you make on the website and actually bring it into your park and share it out, and everybody will see that logo. And then there's props, which can be used for both aesthetic purposes and gameplay purposes. And really, they sort of put the final touch on the park. They sort of make it feel complete. At any point, I can choose to upload that park to the community. So, you know, if you create that nice, big, epic mega park that you want to session that night with your friends, it's as simple as sending in an invite to a free skate session in that park. That park is then available to be seen in-game through the browser. You can go to the website. If you're killing time at work, you can actually browse skate parks. Flag it for download. The next time you come back to your console, it'll be there waiting for you.
The single most revolutionary feature, at least for how I play the game, is going to be the object drop ramp.
So now in the open world, you can pull up your object catalog and spawn from literally 100 different movable objects. You know, low rails, high rails, there's kink rails, dragon rails, there's things like bike racks and benches. Really anything that's in the world as a movable object is available on the object drop.
Graphics creators coming back from Skate 2, lots of little improvements. We're adding some nice usability things and revamping all the shapes. One of my favorites, which is just the ability to preview what the graphics going to look like on the skater. And once the graphics in game, the player can scale it and rotate it. Your teammates can also take any graphic that you've shared and send it to their game.
Yeah.
To create skate reel content this year is that we've opened up the advanced camera functionality for all players and use all those settings to make it just perfect. Instant replay mode will be available in online free skate 2 and help them to make even better team videos. If your team has put together like a YouTube montage of all your best clips, you can embed those in your team profile. In fact, take the best of the videos and photos that your team has made and surface those as your featured team video. SkateFeed ties it all together and makes sure that the community is always aware of what's going on.
We're just proud that we can put some tools in people's hands and then watch what they create with it. We figured you'd do something, but not what we're seeing. So, one of the things that we want to do with Skate 3 is, teach skateboarding a little bit better than we have in the past. So we started cruising around the interweb, and lo and behold, we did. We found the dude, the one, the only, Coach Frank.
Hey, you having problems on your skateboard? Having trouble with the ladies?
Oh my God, would you leave me alone?
Or men? Loser?
Hey!
You can call me Coach Frank, the best skateboard coach money can buy. Not only am I a skateboard coach, I'm also a love consultant.
Hi. You're cute.
1-800-COACH FRANK.
That's the kind of guy that could really help us teach the fundamentals, the basics, breaking it down.
If you want to get through Skate 3, you got to get through skate school with me.
Our basic tricks are what anybody needs to be able to get around the city. That's doing ollies, flipping the board in all sorts of different ways so you can pull off your pop shove-its. When we move into the intermediate tricks, that's where we start teaching you how to style out your airs. We actually have this really cool mechanism in the game where we actually suspend you in the air.
Ha ha! You're stuck in the air, man. I told you Coach Frank was the best.
Another skate school gem we got in the game this year, we got the trick analyzer. You can look at that analysis and figure out, do I need to course correct a bit? Do I need to flick it a little stronger? Do I need to rotate it more?
Okay, now do a flip trick and land into a manual.
So Coach Frank came up with the manual meter, which is a little on-screen display. It will actually show you where the sweet spot to balance your manual is in.
Now that's a regular manual if I've ever seen one.
And when you land tricks, here will give you feedback on whether you've landed tricks cleanly or if you've landed the trick sketchy. So yeah, after you're done skate school, you're out in the world and you're trying to figure out, what was that one trick I wanted to do? Well, boom, that's what we got the trick guide for. You look at it, you pop out, and you practice in the world until you got it dialed.
And remember, the trick guide is your friend.
For this year, we've introduced 3 difficulty levels. Easy mode, we've got the normal classic skate gameplay mode, and we've got the hardcore game mode, which is for the people who want a bigger challenge. Physics is dialed up, it's realistic, you won't land all of your tricks. Ledges are a lot harder to hit, gaps are a lot harder to make.
Hey, save the showing off for your girlfriend.
So for Skate 3, we've added in multiple ways to complete challenges. There's the win own the challenge, which is your basic completion, as opposed to killing a challenge, which is where you really show off your mastery. The biggest challenge that I will throw out now to the community is, can you kill every challenge on hardcore mode?
Now that Coach Frank has given you the fundamentals of skateboarding, you can get out there on the street and show them what you got. Coach Frank style.
We built a team so we can go travel with our friends. That's our thing. If you're a kook, you're a kook. You're not on. Some people like to put kooks on their teams just because they're good at skating.
I don't know how it is really now. I think it's like always been like your board company team is like kind of like what you're about, you know? For some brands, if they're like a real skate brand.
I couldn't really see myself skating for any other place, you know? It'd be really weird, it'd be detached. I'd feel like I was on my own little island with like free gear, but that's about it.
It's like a family away from home, I guess, because then you're always going on trips with the same dudes.
I guess being on a team means, you know, going out and accomplishing as a whole with your crew in a van and experience life.
I mean, I personally think that the beautiful thing about skateboarding is there is no team. It's all you.
Nah, a team is somebody that like smacks your ass when you do good. But a crew is like you just are down for one another. And you know, if somebody's gonna get into that, you can if you want, but they're not gonna like hate you if you don't follow what they're doing.
Dude, they're like all my best friends and like they're like pretty much my family, you know what I mean? Consider each one like my brother or something.
Sounds stupid saying it, but it seems like board sponsor's like the main thing, and I suppose it gives you an identity or image or whatever, I don't know.
Maybe they're not kooks, maybe I just don't know them.
Last year, if you were to compare us to Skate 2, you would say that cars ruled the city, divided the spaces of the city of downtown. Whereas this year, the pedestrians kind of rule, so it's skateboarders, people walking, and so we're letting that philosophy drive the space of how we created downtown. So we're more plazas, more connectivity between plazas and skate lines and skate spots.
It was from a pretty serious thing that happened when, you know, a dear friend of ours, Don Hartley, passed. And his name was the Mad Carver. And it is where we got our name from. I know, Tom, you did a little concept art for a memorial plaque. We'll find his plaque downtown somewhere.
Yeah.
We came up with Carverton, and that memorial, like, talk about the memorial a little more.
The thing about memorials is that they're all like modern architecture and very slabby and all like big bulky shapes and stuff like that, which is really conducive to what we're doing in skate. So it was fun just to kind of come up with just like abstract ideas of what would be fun but still retain the tone of a memorial.
What are your favorite places that either you like skating or you're proud of having worked on?
I like the Core Plaza, like I'd say for collaboration between Tom and I, like concept and building.
The crystal one that's like the glass one all...
Yeah, the center, the Crystal Towers is what we're calling it, I think. It's right at the center of downtown. It's Tom's design, and then I threw down with the concrete and the paint and the glass.
It's a lot of open space in the middle for DMOs and things like that, which will be really fun. And then there's upper tiered kind of parks and walkways that are before you get to that Crystal Plaza. So there'll be a lot of amazing skate lines I'm sure that people will do. I mean, because it's not just from one flat level. It's like you're coming off of all kinds of different heights and things into it. And so it'll be a real street skaters paradise area.
But the fun of skating really comes from how we construct and design and build the environment, so that where we place the benches and where we place the handrails and where we put the stairs all makes skateboarding fun.
I'm surprised there's like new kind of geo coming in and new ways to bank to ledge or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's more than handrails. It's like pumping and grinding and tranny, and then tranny into grinding, and then grinding tranny, and then pumping grinds, and then grinding pumps, like
and grinding trannies,
pumping
and then trannies
into the tranny, into the grind, and then pump the grind into tranny.
was just so used to working on like really tight gameplay. Like everything was just so packed into each other. Also, I work with these guys here, Jack and Benny. Sort of came up with the idea of doing like a university setting, like lots of ledges, long rails, lots of space to do stuff. So
we took a lot of stuff from Barcelona spots and spots we never had in Skate 1 or Skate 2, and it was pretty good. There's lots of banks, lots of cool kind of ledges into bank walls, and it's nice and clean and open and wide open, which I think is key for our game.
Got this university that's built for skateboarding. There's paths kind of go up around the mountain. There's big training parks that are all designed specifically for skateboarding. It's a lot more fun than the other districts. You get more time to set up what you need. You can see everything and nothing's going to pop up in your way. And Benny came through afterwards and made sure that the stuff that I thought might be good, that I was asking Kobe to put in, and he'd actually make it more authentic and skatable.
Yeah, top of the hill, there's the Mega this year. We spend a lot of time at the Mega online with the San Van Lokes, and this year it's going to be really fun to jam with those guys because it's way bigger.
There's a hidden path outside of the stadium that Kobe's built too. It's faster than anybody gives credit for. The university's faster, hands down.
Killer fast.
Get that! Get that!
Sweet. There's maybe even some hidden little areas that have pretty difficult things to skate, but all in all, you can kind of find a little bit of everything there. I think some of the hidden gems are some of the pools that we have skate in the kind of the residential area of the university. They're a lot of fun to skate. You might even meet some pros there if you can find them.
Hey, Corpsey, start that song over again. I got it this time.
Played this song like 20 times. Landed already.
Hey, you're gonna need speed to get over that thing.
Everything came from industrial. It wouldn't have a downtown, it wouldn't have a university without the quarry. There's a little bit of Port Carberton history. It all started in industrial.
That's right. Mm-hmm. We have had pockets of like industrial stuff in San Van. Those spots were always real popular filming wise. Like they looked the most legit, they looked sick. And so it just made sense to make a whole district about those spots. The more variety we give the player to skate, like within ledge heights and gapping to ledges and bending handrails and having them different heights and different shapes and whatever, like that's more fun. You'll recognize a spot based on the way that one piece looks, and you'll go back to that spot because it skates different than everything else in the world. So the more like unique stuff we give the player, the more they're gonna film.
So I think the most unique place in industrial, just for looks alone, is probably the quarry. Because you go up there and there's like rocks everywhere, and every rock is like handcrafted, so I mean, naturally that'll be the most unique place in the game.
I kind of like the spillway. Pretty intense working on that, so me and Jordan just kind of cranked away and it turned out pretty good.
We got the Barnum Spectacular Hastings Bowl.
Ghetto spot.
Oh, we got 3rd Army in there. 2nd and Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got everything, dude. Just whatever about those other districts. You know, we know what the kids want. They want the grind, man.
That's what they want. So we gave it to them.
All right, round 2. Release the hounds. I mean the other competitors.
Online teams give you the chance to create a team and then take on other teams and challenges online.
It's really a way for players to sort of create their own mini communities, organizing teams to make videos or to play together online.
We're changing the world with skate. We're actually getting people connected. We've implemented a feature which is the ability to sort of find a teammate.
A little bit like a classified system where players can find the team that matches them perfectly as far as what their tendencies are, what type of skating they like to do, being able to find teams and check out what other teams have done and their content. All of that exists both on our website and in the game as well.
The main thing that teams affected was how we built the challenges.
We actually went back to the drawing board on every challenge type and said, hey, could you do this as a team-based challenge? Old favorites like, the death races and contests and things like that. Makes sense to do it from a team perspective. And we've got a bunch of new challenges this year too. So we've got things like one-up. It's kind of like the game of skate, but a little bit different. You've got X number of seconds to get a point total as a team, and then the other team has to then try and beat that and one-up it. We got one called domination, where the teams are going against each other trying to own as many spots in a time limit that they can. Another new challenge type this year is called Own the Lot. 6 to 12 things to do within this one area.
People can play different roles on these teams. There's guys who are going to be filmers and editors who are going to be setting up the shots while they're skating with their team in free skate. You can also design the team logo online using our skate graphics tool. In addition, you can design the park that your team uploads to the web to be rated and downloaded by other teams. So, it's not just about competitive, it's also about cooperative as well.
SkateFeed is sort of our own mini little social network that we're building into Skate 3. A page that has news items as well as your stats and a bunch of messages around what your friends and teammates have been doing with the game. You're getting all these messages about their progress, but you're also seeing messages around the content they're creating. It's just another one of those little things that we're doing to try to tie the community together.
You're actually kind of always getting rewarded for what you've done.
From creating stuff, competing, doing challenges, quite literally everything you do.
Shoot photos, film, do a race, kill yourself on a hole of meat, even doing stuff online. Everything you do sells boards. Pretty simple, right? Now go hit the streets.